Okay, can you hear me, everybody? Can you just write yes or no in the group? Can you hear me? Okay, thank you, Clara. Okay, so today, thanks to be here again. This is our third meeting in the masterclass online in in our building territorial bridges for the best travel experience for the benefit of local communities, which is a project within the Erasmus Plus European program. Okay, so today I will introduce you first of all Papastamatis Panagiotis. He is connected from Greece and is owner of Peribasis Tour Agency. Today we will speak about experiential tourism and the figure of travel actors. So thanks to Panos to be here today, and I will give you now the pleasure to speak and just join the meeting. Okay, thank you.
Hello from my side. As our friend here, Ms. Davila, already said, I present here the tourism part of Greece, let's say, as I am, let's say, experienced because I have a company of a tourism agency. I follow it from my father. So I am, let's say, born in this. How about the topic? Yeah, I guess you have the slides.
Shall we open the?
Just give me a moment. So we are waiting for the slides.
Yeah.
Can you see the slides? Can you see the slides? All right. So the topic here is like building territorial bridges for the best travel experience and for the benefits of local communities. Actually, is who is a travel actor and the role as influencer for the enhancement of the territory. Let's read that. At the top of the priorities of the European Union in the field of tourism, culture and development is the improvement of the European tourist offer towards a quality tourism that focuses on the... sorry. I have to read from here. Quality tourism that focuses on the artistic, cultural, and environmental heritage. Europe is a treasure chest of biodiversity and traditions. This heritage mosaic is the genius loci, the set of socio-cultural, architectural, communicative, behavioral characteristics that distinguish a place. Let's continue. We hear more and more often about experiential tourism. Its meaning is gathered entirely in the name. Experience means to try, to experiment, try, and experiential tourism is just that a holiday during which you get out of your comfort zone to try, experiment, put yourself to the test. It is a new way of conceiving travel, more intimate. Sorry, more intimate and profound, which creates interactions with local people and their traditions to arrive at the sincere knowledge of places, a personal and emotional enrichment, a benefit that lasts over time, that goes beyond and travel and date. Experiential travel is also known as immersive tourism. This is because people focus on the things that make a place what it is, eating local food, learning about the art and history of a place, talking to the people who live there, and so on. The pandemic that has accelerated the desire not only to travel again, but rediscover the feeling of really doing something. Immersive adventures and experiences are an opportunity to get to know each other, ourselves, and create memories. It allows you to learn new things, words, for example, words from another language, a recipe, art, culture, of course, and get to know each other, abandoning prejudices and stereotypes. So, who is the travel actor? It is therefore fair to say that there is experiential tourism where the senses of a traveler are enhanced and stimulated. It does require transforming the view and the contents of communication from where to how. It transforms the traveler from a passive tourist into an active one, because what matters about the trip is no longer so much to stay there in the destination where the tourist goes to cross of the things to see from the list, but concentrates on experiences to live and take home. A proposal that says story living as an approach that places the tourists are the center of the sense of the scene as a direct protagonist of a plot, the so-called travel actor. What he will do, he will tell the internet, digitization, and even the pandemic have changed the people's travel habits. Today, travelers use several different applications at the same time, from the airline or train app via Google Maps or Uber, of course, to TripAdvisor to search restaurants, hotels, excursions, and other things generally. Traveler is conscious because in-depth knowledge of a place, its traditions leads to a certain understanding of the other than us realities. And we often return home not only with a wealth of truly indelible memories, but also with greater awareness, which it leads us to greater attention towards to other and higher consideration of the available resources. Experiential, immersive, and conscious tourism supports the principle of sustainability, which embraces the three different areas: economic, social, and environmental. In fact, to encourage this type of tourism, the European Union has defined in 2017 as the International Year of Sustainable Tourism for Development. The United Nations resolution recognizes the importance of international tourism, and in particular the designation of an international year of sustainable tourism for development, in promoting better understanding among people around the world, in leading to greater awareness over its heritage of various civilizations, and to achieving a better appreciation of the intrinsic values of different cultures, contributing to the strengthening of world peace. In practice, this type of tourism helps to relieve congestion in areas particularly stressed by the phenomenon of over-tourism, favor the development of territories outside the mass circuits. Therefore, rural and peripheral, and the involvement of the community in order to protect the heritage material in an immaterial destination. Uh, Tour operators like this manage to make the tourist experience aware through the careful choice and services such as the accommodation, the activities to be carried out, the valid support of cultural mediators, and many other aspects, without neglecting the principles of social and environmental sustainability uh, and involvement of local communities, of authentic strengths of such trips are also the partnerships with associations, NGOs, non-government organizations, and other entities whose involvement can make the experience very different from that of tourism commonly understood. So, how can operators cater to this generation, and how respond to the needs streamline in the customer journey? Today, the traveler is increasingly aware of his choices. In the process that accompanies the choice of new trip, there are five phases that a tourist goes through and which a company could potentially act: the inspiration, the planning, the reservation, the experience, and the final is the memory. The inspiration. Uh, uh, Regarding the inspiration, the internet and social networks have taken the place of old word of mouth between friends, being presented on these channels with social profiles or blogs that tell the peculiarities of the contexts in which we found ourselves, help us influence the traveler, amplify the imitation effect among users, inspire the user, and transform him into a probable guest or customer. Regarding the planning, the tourist evaluates the means by which to move, the accommodation, and the experiences to be had on site. The traveler today is increasingly accustomed to moving independently because he has more tools at his disposal. He will therefore use applications and will check on direct and sites and check on direct sites which structures offer the most suitable services. He will plan the trip entirely according to his needs. In this phase, it is important to widen our catchment area as much as possible, using data to direct our actions towards the most effective channels. Regarding the reservation, as we said, it's one phase. In this phase, it's important to offer the customer, the tour operators, all the tools to be able to make reservation. The more structured use a channel manager to manage reservation. In case it is necessary, in this case, it is necessary to optimize your site by making it easily navigable, attractive, and accessible to a large audience. Perhaps thanks to its translation into the language, many languages, of the reference tourist market. An obvious thing should be the translation, at least into the English, which is the most common. Travelers and operators are often the web looking for experiences to have, but they come across websites that discourage further contact with a consequent loss of sales and opportunities for potential guests. Experience. The service offered must be memorable, so that the tourist not only wants to relive it, but is driven to want to tell and share it to others. And the last one, the final one, is the memory. The final stage is the stage of inspiration for another traveler. During this period of time, the user publicizes the moments of the holiday that just ended on social media, writes reviews and tells and share his experience. This action trigger the cyclical nature of the customer journey. It contents become elements that will influence the choice of a new journey for a new user. Returning to inspiration phase, the first. As we have seen, the world of tourism and digital transformation are becoming increasingly linked due to multiple means of communication with the potential tourist or customer. Tourist destinations are all the actors involved must find solutions to attract as many tourists as possible, but with the view to conscious tourism that brings advantages to both the tourists and the territory than to the community there. Thanks to greater awareness on part of all stakeholders. Today we have the opportunity in the tourism sector to generate an offer of value and quality such as theater, artistic representations, and tourism is synergistic work to converge in an innovative way towards a single goal with simultaneously contemplates the development of a territory and the travel experience. Theater and artistic performances as an instrument of knowledge and development of a territory imply a co-creative collaboration to contribute in a pro-social way for the benefit of both the community and the tourists. And that was the presentation. It's finished. So if you have any question or something to ask, whatever, we're here.
Okay, thank you so much, Panos. I think that there were some little problem in the audio, so I want just to tell to the participants to don't worry about it, because I will try to share your presentation in the group, so don't worry about that. If there's any who wants to do some questions, please write down the question in the Facebook group so that Panos can answer if you want. Just few seconds if someone want to write something and want to deep some arguments in particular, or we can go on. And I want to present you today as well Fernando Mazzenga. Just let me share. Oh, here we go. Okay. Hi, Fernando.
Hi, everybody.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, Fernando is from Italy, and he is the president of Naturalogi Association, cultural association. So I just give you possibility to present your topic, which is the experiential tourism in general. So thank you so much, Panos, and I will do my best to share your presentation with the groups because of this problem with the audio. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It was my honor to be here and present.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you, Fernando.
Okay, good afternoon to all. My name is Fernando Mazzenga. I'm registered hiking guide with IGAE, Italian Hiking Guides Association. that also operate in Europe. I obtained the driving certificate about 3 years ago, and with some competition of my course, we founded the association Naturaloci, operational from 21 November 2001. Naturaloci is located in the municipality of Posta Fibreno. Posta Fibreno is a small town in the lower Lazio, and the old town is located on the higher mountain on the fort, which is the lake of Posta Fibreno. Lake of Posta Fibreno is not comparable to any other lake in Italy, and perhaps not even in Europe, for several reasons. Okay, can you move the next slide, please? Okay, move on. Okay, this is okay. Next, please. Okay, the environmental diversity of Posta Vibreno is the first of the diversity of environment. In fact, within this territory, Lake of Posta Vibreno, we find a natural environment that coexists in close contact, which the other forest environment, rural environment. This is a variety of plants and animals. It's very difficult to observe it in the other Italian lakes. Okay. The second reason is related to water. Lake of Posta Libreno is a lake of fresh origin. The water comes from the mountain that border of the national park from Abruzzo, Lazio, Molise. On the Lazio side, through a network of the underground tunnels that arrive directly to the lake. The water flow rate is impressive. We are talking about a water flow of 9 meters per second. This has contributed to the conservation of the natural environments of the lake. Despite the fact that the human presence has increased exponentially in the last 50 years. In fact, it is precisely this abundance of water that makes Lake Costa Fibrena a special place. Those who arrive for the first time perceive in a concrete way to the health of this territory. Even Cicero praised his greetings the peculiar beauties of this lake, speaking of it as an ideal place to recover in health. Lake that besides being a reference point of the rural community of the village of Posta Fibreno, was also a renowned holiday resort, especially for the noble class of the lower Lazio. The inhabitation of this territory, in fact, have always lived in perfect symbiosis with the lake, at least until the Second World War. A dense network of canals stretched across the reeds of the lake, where every farmer has his plot of land that reached only through a small boat, similar to canoa, that is maneuvered standing like the gondolas of Venice. Until the arrival of the modern age, the farmers of Posta Fibreno were also the guardian of this place, well aware that their survival depends on the health of the lake. Through the cleaning of the canals, the maintenance of the banks are at regular of fishing and hunting have contributed to keep intact at the beauty of the lake to this day. In on other lake in the Lazio was there such a close and particular relationship between humans and the lake basin. Another characteristic that makes Lake Posto-Vibreno unique is the presence of two salmonids that are found only in this lake. It is the macrostigma truth and the Carpione of Fibreno, distant relatives of river salmons. These salmons have had a unique evolution with this lake, developing physiological tracks and behaviors different from those of other Italian salmon. On the macrostigma tour and the Fibreno sample, there was to be a lot to talk about. Could be a topic for an excursion. Suffice it is to say that their importance for the inhabitation of Costa Ribreno that meet that today we find them as a symbol of the municipality and the reserve of the lake. The last reason that makes Lake of Costa Ribreno unique to Europe is the presence of floating island of natural origin of about 30 meters in diameter that is located, with a small body of water adjacent to the lake. With a diameter of about 50 meters, we still do not know exactly how many years this island has existed. However, we know that is a formation centrality that dates back to the end of the last ice age. This is because on it was founding spanium, a type of moss typical of the northern Europe countries, and that its presence only on that island. It has been suggested that the island was formed by peat that emerged from the bottom of the lake during the melting of the glaciers. That peat accumulating on the surface of the water was the basis for the development of some plants that where their root system have tied together is help for soil. In addition to Spanium today, we can admire many plants, including some trees. The real beauty of this island consists it's in the slow and almost imperceptible movement, depending on the thrust of underground water currents of the push of the wind, and the island moves it's in water basin. A unique and suggestive show. It's not like there is a phenomenon like this. Um, there's unique features of Lake of Posta Fibreno in that the 18th, the nature reserve of Lake of Posta Fibreno was established. Um, a recognition of considerable importance. That reserve takes care of the conservation of the lake environment, protecting its fauna and flora. Officially recognized local watchdogs are responsibility for daily maintaining of the beauty of this lake from the environmental point of view. Although the lake of Posto-Fibreno could be considered as a precious treasure not only to the lower Lazio and Italy, but also its Europe itself. In the last 30 years, the tourist influx has significantly decreased with a timid increase in recent years. In addition, the distinction must also be made between types of tourists. In fact, the main tourism of Costa Ribreno, in addition to coming from the tourists and city near the lake, also come from the area to Rome and the area of Naples are mainly the so-called sunny tourists, people who prefer to see the lake by standing in their car or sitting at the bar for aperitif. If not interested in discovering the wonders and history of the area around them. Tourists who want to immerse themselves in the beauty of Lake of Posta di Breno, who want to capture with their camera the flight of a bird, grey heron or marsh harrier, or who want to visit the network of trails of the lake is very rarely seen. And when you manage to insist it most of the time you find yourself very lost, as if you don't know what to do or what to see. It's because over the years the municipality of Posta Fibreno and the reserve have not been able to a quality response to this type of tourist demand. A web communication has been implemented only in recent years, but is still not enough or even effective to attract tourists that we know apparents the natural beauty of the territory, especially for those coming from abroad. Moreover, the collaboration with scholastic and university agencies are still little frequent, or however not planned, in order to have a positive impacts in the long term at the lack of points of information on the place has had a result to removal of the experimental tourists and the consolidation of the tourist flow by and run. Naturalogy was created to solve these critical issues. Our goal is to encourage the return of experiential tourists um, through hiking, educational, and through the organization of events that can highlight the beauty of the area. In addition, Naturalogy wants to be reference point of local communities, a place that local children can perceive as a creative center, where they can bring their energy and ideals to be developed. A place that can put in contact local producer with accommodation facility in order to create a synergetic network between the various actors of the territory. As I said in the introduction, Naturalogy becomes operational from 21 November 2021. Winners of the notice of the Lazio region Vitamin G, we were able to take into management a municipal structure managed by the Reserve of Posta Fibreno of the Territorial Laboratory, which had been closed for over 15 years, except for occasional visits. The reserve of Posta Fibreno of the structure was origin the primary school of the country. Later, it was converted to become the administrative headquarters of the natural reserve of Lake Posta Fibreno. Even if subsequently the office of reserve were transferred to another location, singly distant from the shores of the lake, leaving the lab there, most closed at the university. As I said, the municipality has given us the opportunity to use the extractor after winning the ban of Lazio region Vitamina G. A call for funds for redevelopment project territorial. The core of the association is made up of 5 members: Giovanni Castellucci, me, Fernando Mazzenga, Manola Persichetti, Sonia Muscedere, and Matteo Alonsi. Each of us has brought his own ideas and skill with the association, engineering the type of tourism possible. During the fifth stage of Naturaloci worked on a project called Local Character. Among the various hiking and popular interactive, the main events were the Ethno-Botanic Park and the Festival of Biodiversity. The first constitution a permanent installation of the territory, and the second an initiative of 3 days full of cultural, popular and artistic activities. In particular, with the ethnobotanic path, started a characterization of the naturalistic parts present, installing panels with QR code near the most relevant botanical essence of the protection area that have found over time various uses by the local population. The Festival of the Biodiversity, which was held to occasion of the World Biodiversity Day, has set out to create a mix of disparate professionalism, which revolve around the celebration of the network of the living, with the aim of offering fund for truth and open mind towards environment issues. There were several education workshops, excursion, exhibition, and artistic achievements, conference, games, concert, which saw a larger community participation and excellent social feedback. The project Local Character has held young really like Naturaloci to take root of context of age and environmental value, spurring the new idea, new cooperation networks, and the new frontier of sustainable development of collective utility. Therefore, we are a dynamic character and country over time. We will constantly move towards an active conservation and education of culture and local identity. This year, Naturaloci win again in the Region Vitamina G competition. At this moment, we are working on design of the second edition of Festival of Biodiversity and expansion of the ethnobotanic paths, in addition to increasing of hiking proposal. We have developed a catalog with where the main interest of our wild tourists are shown. At the moment, it's only in Italian. You can download the catalog from our website. I finish. I hope it's. Thank you for.
Thank you, Fernando. Thank you, Fernando. I thank Fernando for this testimony of experiential tourism. It was really interesting. So our third meeting ends here, and we'll see you next Monday to address your other important topics. So thanks to be here today, and see you next Monday. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you, Fernando, and thank you, Panos from Greece. Thank you, everybody.